Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great weekend, safe weekend. Let's make it a great week, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Manifest your true intentions. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will be manifested through what you say each and every day. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 21, NASDAQ off 1, S&Ps were flat. Gold contract down $17, trading at $1,649 an ounce. Now, what gold did, folks, gold broke a small swing. It's going after that January 4th low out there at the 1627. Silver, same deal. Silver was down 44 cents. Had expansion of volume. We're at 30.99. Platinum, down 23 bucks, trading at $1,692 an ounce. Copper, off 3.5 pennies at $3.72 a pound. Light sweet crude up $1.25 at $97 a barrel. Bonds, flat at $143.21. King dollar, up 7 ticks at 30.39. Now, King dollar is on a confirmed ABC structure on the way up to 80.69. I suspect we'll build little cars and get up to about this 81.50. Euro, 134.01, and the yen, absolutely amazing, folks. So the yen came up 1.27. Weakened once again. The yen is at 93.95. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Well, I know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You have a cash S&P. We're at the highs, sitting at the highs. We did 411 million shares out here today. So bottom line is that, there's no juice, but you know what? You're sitting at these highs. That means you can go to a higher high. That's your S&P. We go to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. Same setup in the Dow. It was actually a sideways move today, but, you can say you're pushing into the highs and there's no volume. But bottom line, S&P is at a high, so it can go to a higher high. Dow Industrial, same setup in the Dow, sideways move, down 21 points, but it's actually a sideways move. NASDAQ Composite, we go over and we take a look at the composite. Composite's also hanging at that high, 31.92, and the high that it basically wants to, basically get into. It almost got into, well, it got into it, but missed it by about 21 hundredths on Friday, is the 31.96.91. So what you are doing here is this. You're pushing highs. You're pushing them with lighter volume. But once again, if I do go back to the S&P, we'll just go back to the S&P for a second. What you're going to see is that what we didn't do also is that we refused to back down into the 1513 area. We hit 1513.61. So right now, you are at 1517.27. So it's like, okay, you're going to basically try to get into this 1518.21. Still not enough juice. Not saying you're going to back down, but when you're at a higher high, bottom line, that can snap and go higher. Now, we're going to go over to the gold market, and this is why. Gold, folks, okay, has been on a downdraft for quite a while and was consolidating. The consolidation, basically looked like it was going to consolidate to get to lower price, and sure enough, that's what it's doing. We had an expansion of volume out here today. The actual contract wants to go after 1627.90. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, well, it's twofold. Number one, because we built so much cars, meaning going all the way back to December 20th, I think what we have game here, which is pretty heavy, is that they're actually going to try to bring this down into the August lows. Because the way that we're set up right now, it took the swing point today out with volume. We took it out with 147,000 contracts versus 98. So that's setting up, and you're so close to this low out here, it's like, man, you're going to blow this thing away and get into the August time frame. That's what the equities have actually done. Now I want to go over to the dollar, and this is why. This is the method to the madness here. So if we go over to the dollar, what the dollar had done on Friday, folks, the dollar had broken topside, Thursday rather, with conviction. We basically came off that bottom big time. Came off the bottom with 46,000 contracts. So the dollar looks like it wants to run to 81.70. That correlation, flat out, will put a number on the S&P. So that's the bigger correlation. That's why I wanted to go through the gold first. I mean, the S&P first. That higher high, lighter volume, we know you can go higher, but it's going to be kaput. That's the first part. Second part, bringing the gold into it, because the gold, not only just the gold, the commodities in general, right from the get-go this morning, were getting hit. You know, cocoa down 2.5, wheat was down 2, soybeans are off $1.50, silver was down $1, 1.3. You know, it was basically right across the whole deal except crude oil. Crude oil popped up 1.36. So that correlation with that dollar going higher, I suspect is going to catch the S&P. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go to Dean in Orlando. Hey, Dean, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
I'm doing real good.
Cool, man. What are we going to look at today?
Well, there's a stock that kind of faked us out with the earnings report, but it's cranking. It's SPWR, Solar Power.
Okay, let's take a look at it. SPWR, that is SunPower Corporation, an integrated solar product and service company. They manufacture and market high-performance solar electric power technologies. The low is 371. The high is 954. Okay. So what are you doing here?
Well, I'm still in it.
Okay. Okay, so what are you going to do?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how light I should keep my stops. If I should put my stops way down at the beginning of this breakout, or move it up real tight.
Yeah, I'd move it up. So what you have is this. What you had here, folks, is this, is that on December 11th, stock's trading at $5.40. Goes topside, has the volume, gets up to 909. Volume we're talking about is 22 million. You see what happened today, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what you have now is that you just overtook, you know, the 912 area. I'd bring it right up, man. You know, bring it up good, because this is going to this needs a lot more juice. But you know, you're at 944, and you know this can go to 1095 in a heartbeat, man. I mean, there's nothing stopping it from going from 1095.
Right.
You know, so just bring it up. You know, and that's as it's going up, just keep bringing that stop up, and I would not put it at the breakout, because what you'd be talking about in this particular case is your 10. That's a 15% down. That's 20% down. Bring it right up, man.
Yeah, I was at the beginning of this thing, so.
I'm sorry?
I was at the beginning of the run, so that's why I'm like, you know.
Well, good. That doesn't matter. It's your money now. It's not the market's money. It's the market's money if you put your stop that low. I'd put your stop somewhere above 865, man.
Okay.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Can I ask you another question?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, it kind of goes with this, but it goes with the market in general. I was looking at the indexes, and they all looked like they were going positive right at the end of the day, but the volume was so low, and then the indexes went negative. Is that good or bad as far as, like, tomorrow? Is it?
Okay, so this is and it's really a toss-up. See, what you have out here today is this. You've had no movement in the market whatsoever. That's what it really comes down to. You know, if I take a look at the cash S&P, can I make the argument that it went to a lower low or a higher high? No, because the cash S&P, we went we had 151.39 was the low, 151.90 was the high. That's a sideways movement, and you're at the highs, but that's not a movement. That's what it comes down to. Either way.
Okay.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. 877-927-6648. Let's take a look at some of the. You got to see this, folks. Okay, this is the. Listen to this. Okay, this is just amazing. How someone could even actually write this up. Okay, this is on Bloomberg this morning, folks. This morning, maybe it come out 1 o'clock. No, this is all. They kept this out there all day. This guy, Charles Prince, he must have paid someone off to put this out here. So listen to this. Charles Prince, folks, used to be the CEO of Citigroup. But here, let me read it to you. When Charles Prince was chief executive of Citigroup from 2003 to 2007, he didn't know about a surge in mortgage risk that his own investment bank is loaded on his bank books. Because such debt carried top credit agencies from firms such as Standard & Poor's, few financial executives paid much attention. Now here's this quote. If someone had elevated to my level that we were putting on $2 trillion on a $2 trillion balance sheet, $40 billion worth of AAA rated, zero risk paper, that would in no way have excited my attention. You stay right there, folks. I want to talk about this when we come back.